Hello and welcome to My Spirit Fitness. I'm Felicia Love. I'm here to introduce beginning yoga to you in hopes that I get more people from sitting on the sidelines more active and excited about yoga. I do teach beginning and intermediate yoga, and from my experience, I've noticed that people are very shy about participating in yoga because they're not getting the information that they need to feel confident about it. So that's why I'm here. I'm hoping that this particular video will not only help those of you who are new to yoga to get off the couch or get off the sideline and actually participate. And also for those of you who have been doing yoga off and on, but perhaps over the summer, like a lot of people, you kind of get out of your routine. Maybe this will be a wonderful opportunity and motivator to get you back into the action. Let me first tell you that the first thing you'll need is a yoga mat. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's absolutely fine. You can do yoga on a carpet. I wouldn't suggest to do yoga on hardwood floors or concrete because that's not as kind to your knees and your tush and your joints as carpet or yoga mat would be. Again, if you're doing this at home, you don't have to have a yoga mat. You can participate on a carpet, okay? I'm going to go gentle, and I'm going to show you steps to incorporate yoga with your body. Yoga is supposed to fit your body. We're not supposed to try to mimic some of the yoga poses that we see in magazines and on Instagram and it's on TV. It's all over the place. Yoga has been glamorized. It's a beautiful form of art and it should be glamorized. But my job is to get you more comfortable with participation, okay? The first thing I'd like to do is to introduce you to some yoga poses that you can actually do at home right here and right now, okay? Let's get started. First, we're going to sit back on our yoga mat with our legs crossed. Now, this is very interesting because some people are so tight in hamstrings and hip flexors that it's very difficult to sit up straight. Sitting in this pose, which we call easy pose, can be very difficult for you, and I would suggest that if you're watching TV or you're on the computer, assume this position and try to get your body to become more acclimated to this form. There's a reason for this. It will strengthen your spine and it'll also help you strengthen your core. As I turn around here to show you, if you're sitting up straight, you have a nice strong back alignment, shoulders are back, and your head is against an imaginary wall, okay? So you're not sitting like this, you're sitting like this, okay? So if you would do that, you draw the belly in gently toward your spine. What you will feel is quite of tension in your lower back as you stay erect. You may also feel some tension in your inner thigh and your hip flexors, and that's simply because you're not used to being in easy pose. So what I would suggest to you is, if you're watching TV or having conversation, to get into this pose. It does a few things, not only strengthening your core, but you'll also get a stretch in the inner thigh, and you'll also get a bit of a stretch through the hips, okay, while you're strengthening your upper body. This position is great for meditation as well. I meditate every day, and at least a half an hour each day, and this is my meditation pose. That's easy pose. So now let's go to a different pose. You can extend your legs. Let me rewind a bit. When you're in easy pose, if it's too much on your knees, you can bring your legs away from your body a bit and still sit upright, okay? Until you get used to it. And as you get used to it, bring the legs back toward your body a little bit more. Some people are more flexible and they can take one leg and place it near the thigh and take this leg and bring it on top, and that would be called lotus. This is half lotus, and full lotus would be what my grandmother would do in her kitchen with chicken wings. Fold them. That's what your legs kind of look like in lotus pose, okay? So we're going to extend the legs now, still incorporating an upright spine, engaged abs. We're going to take a deep breath in and exhale, and another deep breath in and forward fold. Now, as you do forward fold, your hands can land on your knees, on your shin, on your ankles, or you can grab your toes. Okay, so let me show you this way. Forward fold. On your knees. So you see now I'm leaning forward. I'm not sitting upright anymore. Knees, shin, ankle, toes. Okay? Now, if you need to bend the knees a little bit and forward fold, that's absolutely fine. As a matter of fact, I would suggest that you start with bent knees, not too much. The thing about yoga is that people want to get to that finishing pose so desperately that they compromise the integrity of the pose, and they compromise their bodies and the safety of their bodies. So I'm here taking a little bit more time with showing you these poses so that you can find the pose that is comfortable for you and learn what the next step would be to get to that finishing pose. So what do I mean by finishing pose? Finishing poses are those beautiful poses that you see and you marvel at in those magazines and with people who are actually acrobatic, okay? They're extraordinarily flexible, and many of us, including myself, may not ever be able to get into those poses. But does that mean that we shouldn't do yoga? Absolutely not. There's so many wonderful benefits to yoga, even with these two poses that I'm showing you today, and that's easy pose and forward fold. So here again, you can place your hands on your knees and lean forward. Keep the legs on the floor, okay? And as your lower back releases and your hamstrings release, you can begin to lean forward a little bit more and a little bit more, okay? If you need to bend the knees in this position, bending them just a bit, I would suggest. Not too much, just a bit. So you're not trying to, oh my gosh, I can't touch my toes, so I'm not doing it right. You are doing it right. The pose is called forward fold, and anywhere from your knees all the way down to your feet would be considered forward fold. The finishing pose for forward fold is that the head and chest, the entire upper body, overlaps and is placed on the legs. What will get you there is daily practice. So if you do those two poses, I would say every day for 15 minutes, you will notice that it is not as hard to keep your spine upright and that your abs are feeling stronger because you no longer feel that intensity through your lower back and your abs when you're in easy pose. And you'll also notice in forward fold that you can get closer and closer and closer to your toes so that you have a full extended leg. All right? Good luck with that. I'm Felicia Love. Thanks for joining me. And I will see you next time with another pose, learning how to get your body to fit, learning how to get yoga to fit your body. Have a great day.